will soon have to close in Knox County. That's the decision made by the Knox County Board of Health tonight, approving a regulation to close bars starting at 12:01 a.m. Monday. Now, the order set to expire on August 20th unless renewed by the Board of Health. WATE 6 on your side reporter Elizabeth Kubel monitoring every development of tonight's meeting. She joins us now here in the studio with the recap. Elizabeth.
Well, Bo, the board made it clear they wanted to take some sort of further action. And tonight, that coming in the form of a regulation to close bars. A decision made after more than an hour and a half of discussion.
So this proposes that we, until we get a handle and really begin to flatten the curve, that we close local bars.
A proposal brought forth by Board of Health member Dr. Maria Hurt at Wednesday night's virtual meeting and approved by all members aside from County Mayor Glenn Jacobs.
I understand this is a very hard decision for all of you, and I understand this is nothing that we want to be, any of us want to make a decision about. I do believe that this still does put the county at liability. I have to vote no.
The regulation calling for the closure of bars in Knox County.
The definition is going to, I believe, primarily involve establishments that do not serve food or serve food as a very small part of their business.
Following the meeting, we asked Chairman Dr. Jack Gocher about enforcement and punishment. His response:
to be determined. We would hope that enforcement would be done on an educational level first, and punishments would not be meted out unless there was just an egregious response.
Throughout the meeting, several members talked about the importance of taking action amid the ongoing pandemic.
We do not have definitive medical treatment. We do have some. We do not have a vaccine, and this is our, in a way, our sole way to mitigate this disease or slow down the progress of this disease at this point.
And following that vote, we reached out to Joel McLeod, co-owner of Pour Tap Room. He says, quote, "It's frustrating. I wish there was some type of middle ground meeting of the minds instead of a black and white shutdown. We still have outdoor dining, and it would have been nice to still do that," end quote. And lengthy discussion at that meeting on a different topic as well, the ability to include live public input. Board members voting to still hold their next meeting virtually, but to include public forum that would be done remotely with the contingency that the county is able to provide the technology to do that. Bo.
All right, Elizabeth, thank you. Meanwhile, Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon reacting to the Board of Health's decisions tonight, saying, quote, "I am grateful for the robust discussion by the medical professionals on the Board of Health. Navigating a global pandemic is something none of us have ever done before. Tonight's actions are a step in the right direction. It's important to remember that it's the pandemic that is hurting our economy, not our efforts to curb it," end quote. Now, last night at 11, we told you about Mayor India Kincannon's letter to the health board. She was asking the board to close bars, which, as we just told you, they did. Mayor Kincannon also asking for indoor dining to be limited and for gatherings to be restricted to 25 people or less. But the board did not make any changes to indoor dining and gathering sizes tonight. Well,